Yo, you, you. I just want to highlight y'all boys, man. Yeah, boy, the tries for me to get this shit go. I definitely miss slagging, but it's crazy. I just ordered some DQ off Uber. I just ordered some DQ off Uber, and my Uber driver was like, "I have $5 on Cash App." I'm like, "Well, how long it take for y'all tip to come? I tipped you $6." And she like, "Oh, in an hour." I gave it a 5. I mean, I ain't going cat. They only give it 2 on John on tip then, but most people don't even tip people. You know, it's like so much madness in the world, so much sickness, so much selfishness, and it was just a full circle. Like I tell people, my life is like a movie. Like it was literally not even an hour ago. I was talking to a lady on my phone, and she was talking about some bunch of crazy like different stuff she had went through. I'm like, I let her know. I'm like, it's cool. I hear you out and whatever. I mean, you could let me know about it. We could talk about it when I see you or whenever. Cause I always look after and look out for the woman that come across me in my life, and she was happy to hear that, of course. But I let her know that it's definitely just a good trait and a bad trait. You know, it's good because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel fulfilled in my soul and all that. But then it's bad because then you end up getting screwed over sometimes. Some Jones that they take advantage of that. They take advantage of that kindness. They take advantage of that energy and try to spin it on you. I definitely do. And she was an older black queen, but I take care of women regardless of who and what they are. You know, I got a female dog I take care of. Shit, and when I lived in East Brunswick, New Jersey, if you know anything about that, it's what as suburban as it gets. You know, suburban as it gets. And I went to South River High. It was like everybody hates Chris damn near. It was less than 30 black people in that school. So I always, you know, holding the door, helping ladies across the street, helping ladies take bags to their car, whatever it was, no matter who the hell they were, not just for any monetary value. But yeah, I definitely got the bad end of the stick because I tipped more than I was expecting, and my food was fucking wrong. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to, you feel me, let it breathe, let y'all know about some real shit. But man, I take my hat off to them boys in Houston. They play hard. There ain't no fault. You pushed these boys to a game 7. You pushed them boys to a game 7. Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry being pretty much unanimously the second most influential player of this generation, one of the most influential players of all time, changed the entire game. And Jimmy Butler, as far as my criteria goes, top 10 player. Some people might say, "Oh, that's crazy," top 10 player, this and that. But he's been to more conference finals than probably your favorite player. And if it's not just being LeBron or Steph Curry or one of them. He's been to more, finals than probably your most best player, especially as far as there wasn't even a question of who the leader was or who was the best player, with this era with everybody teaming up. So, Ime coached the hell out of them for this to be the turnaround since he been there for them to make the playoffs. And they were one game from beating a team with those two guys. That's pretty damn impressive. Um, James Harden, you're cooked. I've been saying this, and it was funny because some guys, and I still don't think that some guys were saying that earlier in the year, me and my cousin, because we always argue about it on Xbox chats and different chats, that, some of my friends, y'all said, because Norman Powell been on one, and this that we said Norman Powell is better than James Harden. I don't think he's better or greater than James Harden. But James Harden, it's like the meltdowns, he's had for all the bag and all the this and that people say that he got, man. The meltdowns that this guy be having is it's atrocious, bro. It's atrocious. It's no way you get outplayed by Russell Westbrook. You just didn't even show up. You didn't even have 10 points in a game 7. It's really sickening. And getting outplayed by Chris Braun. And one of my boys, these guys don't. That's why I'd rather just do this show alone, because these guys don't know basketball. They don't. I have guys telling me that James Harden is better than Kobe Bryant. And he ain't even better than D Wade. He does it again. He does this. I'm not going to say every time, but every other season, this man, James Harden, is due to sell you, man, for sure. And I've been betting it, so I know. You know what I mean? John Morant, get your ass in the gym. We don't want to hear it. You went from being about to be the face of the league, and you keep doing these dumb sellies, these dumb things. And it's, I'm enlightened and I see everything from a different point of view. And it's like people like John Morant, Zion, Joel Embiid, these dudes that don't want to play, they guys be popping it every day. Y'all watch the door and get drafted when he get drafted. Y'all why they make example out of brothers, because y'all always acting a damn fool. The Antonio Browns. The list goes on. All these dudes be acting all stupid and crazy. And then they see a guy like Shador, and they're like, yeah, let's make an example out of him and Dion. Somebody who brought so much to the game, man. Like, that literally hurt me. Like, damn, Dion, bro, a dude who won a World Series and multiple Super Bowls, changed the entire game and scope. There's kids right now wearing 21 trying to be just like this dude. There's kids looking up to Shador right now, and that's the way you do him. And it wasn't because of nothing he did. It was because it was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was because of all these other dudes, the John Morants, the Zions, the Joel Embiids, the guys that cheat the system, that make the owners cringe. I'd be like, I gave this dude $200 million, and now he don't want to play. I gave this dude $200 million, and he want to act like he fucking John Wick or Michael Jai White or something, or like this is a movie script. He got all this lip to pop and can't make the playoffs or can't win a playoff game, but could keep chatting and capping and talking. And that's why we gonna miss you, Pop. We gonna miss Popovich. Cause these guys need some hard training, bro. They need somebody to get on their back. Like, I'm from that area and I got coached by family. And I had to make weight and stay in shape. Anytime my cousins seen me going to food trucks, ice cream trucks, straight smack it out of my hand. I'll be mad as hell, but now looking at it now as I'm grown, like I thank them for that. I'm happy that they was hard on me, you know. I'm happy that they didn't make it easy on me because in this life, if you don't face any adversity, if you ain't ready to, run through that wall, you ain't gonna be nothing anyway. When you actually, that's like, how many 5 stars didn't get drafted in the NFL? DJU and these other guys, I forget the dude name. He keep transferring. He just was on Georgia. Dudes keep transferring every time they got to face a little challenge. Like, nah, you supposed to man up and run through that wall and embrace competitiveness. They disrespecting Pop, talking about his legacy is load management. The man made the playoffs 20 straight times. I don't like to use the example, but I don't. I don't like little man. I'm a spiritual. I don't like little man. To me, it is like you cheating the game. But it's like think of the Patriots after they started winning so much and so much expectation was on them. It was like they were damn near bound to cheat even more. They already were like their first championship was from the Tuck Rule, so it was almost bound for things to happen that way because they're playing in the playoffs and making deep runs so often. So you have to think of it, Tim Duncan and them boys and Manu and Stat. Well, he was there forever, but all of these guys, all of them guys, Ori, all of them guys, you feel me? Manu, Tony Parker, they didn't get no breaks. We made the playoffs every year and almost made the conference finals almost every we were going against some of the best. We went against Steve from the Steve Nashes to the the Kobe Bryants, the Shaqs, the Dirk Nowitzki's. We done went against all of these guys from all the way from that era all the way up to when LeBron was already left Miami from 1998 all the way up to there. Not Pop didn't start slipping till the end. The man legit went to the playoffs for damn near 20 years. And people gonna sit up here and say his legacy is load management. Don't make no sense. You damn near gotta load manage your guys then. They legs is shot. If you know you got the playoffs, all right, look, hey, you guys getting up there in age. See, as far as the Patriots, Bill Belichick just say, we're going to replace your ass with the younger, better version. But I respect Pop because he had that loyalty. But him and Bill Belichick were the same as far as we had the Spurs way. Tim Duncan was able to take that hard coaching. Everybody else was able to fall in line and do what it took to take to win. You will never see that again. You will never see that again. We are in an era now where the players control the league. The players dictate who the coaches are and what happens, who gets re-signed. You can't do nothing in this league without consulting your star player. That's a fact. But there are still fans sitting here when I say Yeah, LeBron chose JJ Redick as a coach. That's clear to see because they just were on a podcast. So of course he threw his hat. I'm not saying he had the final say, but he threw his name in the hat. It wasn't just a random coincidence and people, oh no, no, no. But when you tell them, yeah, in Brooklyn, when KD went there, they chose the coach. Everywhere KD goes, the whatever players he's with, they make an effort to choose who's the coach. It wasn't no coincidence that the coach that was on Brooklyn got fired for Steve Nash, and then Steve Nash got fired soon after. It wasn't a coincidence that what's his name? Not Daniel Griffin, and Andy Griffin, whoever that guy was on the big Bucks, and then all that happened with Bobby Portis, and the next thing you know, Doc Rivers were there. That wasn't no coincidence. That wasn't just random and oh yeah, Doc Rivers just came in out of nowhere. No, they got his ass out of there. And people sit there and like, oh no, the players are just players. Dude, the players nowadays, you have to look at it. I'm saying you see me, I'm a historian of the game. The players are making more than the coaches now. Absorbently amount. They're making almost 10 to 20. The role players are making over 10 times as much as the coach. Forget the star players. Dude's making 300, about to be making $300 million plus on Supermaxes. What are we talking about, dude? Like, only certain franchises, because they're going so young, is going to be able to control their players somewhat. But for the most part, the way that is heading, you would want that star player anyways to just take over. You know, you want him to take over. You want his input. That's what you want. That's the blueprint now. Hopefully, you would hope that you get a Warrior situation where Steph Curry likes Steve Kerr, where whatever's going on, through trial and tribulation, you could get some guys to build some camaraderie. And you know where Steve Kerr from? That's Spurs tree. That's why he's not gonna let go of his guy. He's gonna keep them and keep going. They had a great run with Klay Thompson, but swapping out Klay Thompson for Jimmy Butler, not crazy at all. At this point, what Klay bringing to the table, it's not crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. I mean, for what I'm looking at, it's probably gonna be Boston. Might be Boston and the Nuggets. I don't know. I gotta see what OKC about. They think they play tonight. That's gonna be a hell of a game. I can't wait to see. I want to see Chet go on Jokic. Jokic has not looked. He has not looked impressive this postseason. I think if Chet could exploit Jokic and stretch the floor and get him moving around and get him tired, they could win this series. And if Shea wins this series, and we have Shea versus Ant in the Western Conference Finals, oh yeah, it's gonna be a movie. This might be if we get Shea in Western, and that will be that's gonna be epic. That'll be one of the best conference finals probably since the Spurs and Lakers played. That's gonna be epic. Because the crazy part, and that's why I say the 2020s is over and these guys is just goofy. You feel me? It's because all these guys have switched teams, and we never got that Clippers and Lakers Western Conference Finals. We never got that KD versus, we still was waiting for that Suns and Lakers or Suns and like we have never yet to get that marquee matchup that we've been waiting to see, where it's all on the wood. The only guys who keep on playing is Steph Curry and LeBron. Then every other team that goes, they just pretty much dominate. There's a clear flaw. Yeah, the Lakers played the Nuggets, but you got to look at it like, LeBron, he want to be the GM, but he don't know to let go of D'Angelo Russell. The guy shooting you out of the series every single game. Every single game. But next year, he going to be back. I know LeBron ain't going to go out like that. I know he not. As much as I don't like him, I know how he come. I've been watching this man for too long to think he get a guy like Luka, he gonna go out like that. Mark my words, I said it first. They're getting an All-Star center this summer. Watch. They're gonna get some type of over 6'10" guy that could score. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be honest. That will be ill. But he's gonna have to get somebody down there. He's gonna have to because him and Luka play the same. And this is what I told guys. Ant popping it right now. He's saying whatever he's saying. Ant-Man, Batman, the slap man, Lakers and 5. But the Lakers wasn't that good. And J.J. Redick is just not the coach for the job. You got your mans to check LeBron. But if he really want to win, he's going to have to sacrifice everything. Even probably his own damn son. As far as the business, about to be 41, 42. You gotta put them chips in, big dog. You gotta put them chips in because, he's older, so I don't he definitely did something impressive that no one's ever done. But when we get to talking about these GOAT debates, everything that you do on that court, win or loss, affects your legacy. Only when we talk about the regular guys is when whatever, he lost or whatever, but we more so gonna look at his wins, his peak moments. We ain't really gonna count or care about his low lights. But that's the only reason that he's not the GOAT to me. I mean, he's 2 or 3. And I think when they get that big, that's my dark horse to win the championship. All they need is that limelight off of them. They're already the Lakers. Too much pressure. Too much people gassing them young boys up when they're not that good. And they got cranked. It is what it is. I hope that the Spurs get Wemby. I hope the Spurs get Giannis. We can have De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and Giannis. We get rid of some of them other role players, and we get one more, one more decent score, and we already got Chris Paul at the PG. I think we could do something. People might say I'm crazy, but Chris Paul just played all 82. I don't even need him to play all 82. If we could get one more solid guy, as well as Giannis, because none of the guys on our team are really getting paid like that. People forget we let go of the guys that we developed and could have kept. We let go of Derek White. We let go of DeJounte Murray. So none of the guys on the Spurs is getting paid right now. Until now, De'Aaron Fox came. I mean,
Man, if we get Cooper Flag and get Giannis this summer, and I'm talking heavy, dog. I hope niggas know. I'm popping it all summer long, all season. I'm telling you, man, you got to bring that beat back, cause this playoffs is dope. This thing is wide open. The only team that I think has an easy route through this is the Celtics, and that's because what I saw in Game One. You know, if Darius Garland don't come back in this series and he's hobbled and he don't make no plays, this ain't gonna work. You can't have Max Strus playing 30 minutes and he can't score 10. I told my boy, Max Strus is gonna have to hit shots, and Daniel Hunter is gonna have to get get some points for them to win this series. Because everybody on the Pacers, I don't know what's in the water. Halliburton, I don't know, man. I might have to give him some respect. He got them boys balling out their freaking minds. Mathroon, Neesmith, and them boys, they up in that scope. I ain't gonna lie, they up in that scope. You got guys on Pacers playing less than 30 minutes, scoring over 15, 13, you know, getting rebounds, jumping on loose balls, playing defense. The Cavs, it's going to be a long series. It's going to be a long series when guys is playing like that. I'm not going to put too much on Donovan Mitchell, but because, I'm not sure how soon or, what he knew Darius Garland wasn't playing. But this is why I tell him, man, that number one seed or whatever, that top seed stuff don't mean nothing. The playoffs is a whole new season. A whole new season. We just seen it with football. We just seen it. We just seen Detroit go out there and get washed by the Washington Commanders. You know how much people lost money that night? We just seen Oregon go out there and look like flat Pepsi soda. Flat Sprite. You know when you leave a Sprite out and you don't twist the cap all the way at night, overnight? That's what they look like against Ohio State. None of those numbers don't mean nothing when you line it up in this playoff time. There's been some of the best teams of all time that have been upset before. I seen it. I seen it. I seen teams that were supposed to beat certain teams and lose. I seen Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice. So people could say whatever they want to say. Oh, well, they were supposed to. Nah. You have to bring your A game every game. When that postseason starts, it's all or nothing. It doesn't matter about if you're 8th seed or this seed or that seed. Because wasn't that just a few years ago? What was that? The Lakers made it to the Western Conference Finals from the play-in. And then the Heat made it to the finals from the play-in. That should show you. That seeding thing doesn't matter. You have to bring your A game. Once a team has to just scheme for you, they don't have to worry about, but we got to play 4 other teams this week, 3 other teams this week. And the dude mine might be somewhere else because he got to go here and there and do that. No. When we know, I got to face you. I got to beat you. I got to adjust to what you do and what you like to do and get you uncomfortable. Now I can lock in on you. Oh, he likes to do this, boom, boom. Hezzy this way and that. And I got a whole 7 games to lock in on you, where I got that whole week, that open week before the playoffs, or that whole weekend, I'm just eyeing on you. It's different, bro. It's different. That pressure, bro, I seen it. Even playing high school sports or going to, people can't stand that pressure. Game winning free throws, game winning play. That's not for everybody. Some of the best guys, elite. And once that pressure of the stars and the moon on their damn back, they like, yo, this guy look like he about to cry, bro. This dude look like he is not ready for this moment whatsoever. Like we seen it. And that's why, like I said earlier, Jimmy Butler is top 10 to me. Cause I put a lot on the clutch gene. Yeah, it might not be, easily to see, but at the same time, you just gotta look at it. Certain guys are chokers, and certain guys are playmakers. One of my favorite playmakers, Julian Edelman, slept on for the stereotype. All white receivers, this and that. I always tell people, I see him fry, butter bean, bake the living hell out of Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters all Super Bowl when they played the Rams. Friday ass all day. Falcons, deep fried cordon bleu, deep fried Oreos, deep fried funnel cake. Friday ass. Yeah, if you look at his regular season numbers, you never say Julian Edelman is one of the top receivers. But you turn on his playoff tape, he's better than it's probably, you have to count on your hands how many guys you can actually say are going to make a play before Julian Edelman. Like, you got to be honest. Go back and watch. If you don't believe me, go back and watch. The man makes plays. I can only go off in pressure moments when you make plays. And it shows. Because like I tell people, they always say, well, he got close and he has the most losses and appearances, but when I talk football with these guys, because football, obviously that's why I keep bringing it up. That's really my forte. I haven't heard nobody say Jim Kelly's name in a long time. Haven't heard nobody say nothing about Andre Reed. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about Thurman Thomas. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about Boomer Esiason. I ain't heard people talk about the guys who was close to winning in these discussions. They don't even get brought up, barely. But people want to keep acting like it's cool to lose. No, it's not. It's not. Because if it was, and it was okay to lose, and it was just fine and dandy, you realize that these people are great as well. But people don't look at them people as great. They just look at them as afterthoughts. They'll say some other guy who ain't did nothing, who ain't even been to a championship, who ain't even been to the second round, is better than those guys. People now will say, this guy or that guy, he's better than Dan Marino. Or he's better than this guy or that guy. When go watch the tape. Go watch the tape of the situation. You can't just go off the numbers every time. Go off of when this man was in this situation and this man was in this situation. What did he do? That's what you gotta go off of. You can't go off of, oh, well, he had more numbers. Yeah, because he's getting more attempts. Like, I love the Spurs. I'm not just going to flat out sit here and say just because Pop is the most winningest coach of all time that he's the greatest coach in NBA history. That would just be flat out ignorant to say and disrespectful to all the other great coaches that have came along. The man coached for 29 freaking years. He better be damn top five. Or what was the reason? He better be top five. What the hell was the reason for him to even be coaching for that long? You know, now Pop want to be the president. Man, Pop, you did enough, man. Go lay down. Go enjoy your family and your kids, your grandkids. You probably got great grandkids, dog. There's nothing more for you to bring to this game because they don't appreciate you. They don't appreciate it. They don't. They just think you. Like I said, they got guys up there talking about, oh, Pop's legacy is load management. The man got 5 damn rings and coached numerous of a Hall of Famers. Took guys that nobody wanted. Took guys that, you know, might have been a little feisty, had a little issues, changed their whole perception. Got them boys over the hump. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you see the guys that were on his coaching staff and using his philosophies still in the league today, dominating. Steve Kerr dominating. Ime Udoka almost beat Steve Kerr with some young boys. They didn't even, they wet behind. They don't even know what it's like to be here. They ain't even arrived yet. This their first little taste. And that's why I said all these superstars trying to jump on this team up with the old guy. Y'all need to go get with these young boys. If I was James Harden or Paul George or one of these dudes that's trying to ring chase KD, whoever, go. I would have went to Houston a year ago, 2 years ago. I would have went to OKC a year ago, 2 years ago, because at least it'll portray as that, I got them boys. I put that heart in their chest. I made sure that we was gonna, get that experience, that championship experience, that championship DNA, that the older the vet, I was gonna get them into that situation where we can make the playoffs. Now, these dudes, how they say the babies grow fast. They walking and talking themselves. Ant-Man, he beating the Lakers. He beating KD. He beating LeBron already. He beating Luka already. Why the hell would he want one of y'all old ass dudes on the team? Now you're just fucked. Now you just sitting there looking crazy. Like KD saying he want to trade. What team? What trade package do you even give up for a guy? He done blew up so many teams. What trade package do you even give for this dude anymore? Then you got Giannis trying to get out of it. Ain't no team choosing no KD over no Giannis. Let me let y'all know something. 20 teams out of the 30 teams. I say 20 out of 30. There are 10 seeds in the play that have a chance in each conference to make the playoffs. KD couldn't even be a top 20 team. But Bradley Beal, who was scoring 30, and Devin Booker, who, what he had, 71 game? 70 something? He almost, it was like 77 or some crazy shit. And this is what I tell guys. You got to have a team. The reason KD won on the Warriors was not because he was so good. It's because the camaraderie was already built. You went on a team that had already made it to the finals. All they needed was that extra push over the hill. They just needed somebody to stop LeBron or cancel out LeBron. You know, it, the team was already having a camaraderie built. But if you really think, I'm saying people really think this is 2K. It's 2K's fault. It's Ronnie. It's Ronnie. I'm gonna get on you too, Ronnie. I'm up here. I don't think you save Ronnie, cause you're not. But people think you just gonna play musical chairs with this shit. That's not how that works. You do realize, like a lot of these people, I'm saying a lot of these announcers never played sports. They don't know about the personal aspects. A lot of stuff, yeah, it looks good on paper. Then you have the personal aspect of, okay, do these guys even like each other? Are they gonna lock in? This and that. I could say that as the Eagles fan. We literally, we literally sold the Super Bowl because T.O. and Donovan McNabb couldn't get on the same fucking page. As good as they both were, and people forget about McNabb. McNabb for a moment was really top 5, and T.O. It was just him and Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison. You know, I mean, at that time, Fitz was young, but he was nice. But those was, I mean, I'm not going out like Randy, Maserati Marv, Dad, and T.O. were that the apex level. They were the prototypes. They were, if you were coming in the league trying to be a dominant receiver, that's what you had to be. And other than obviously his leg being fucked up and T.O. being a beast playing through it, they weren't on the same page. We could have won a dang ring, but they just weren't on the same page. And people always gloss over that fact. A lot of times that's what fucks it up. People aren't on the same page. People can't get along. You can't just play musical chairs and think that the talent alone is just going to get you to where you need to be. Even in this Super Bowl that just happened, where we won, people could say whatever they want to say. Yeah, we had a dominant season. Not saying we weren't a talented team, but as far as experience and just actual what people were saying and talent and what was going on, you got Pat Mahomes, who's supposed to be, realistically, Jalen Hurts ain't supposed to be in no conversation with Pat Mahomes. All that he's done. You got, yeah, we got the better run back in Saquon. I mean, they had Travis Kelce. He broke all of Jerry Rice's playoff records. You got, you feel me, D-Hop. Your defense, you got McDuffie, Chris Jones, all these guys who every other year they was the guys. Like people could say, oh, the Eagles had Cooper DeJean and all those guys are young, man. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell and them were rookies. Darius Slay, he's not old as what people make it seem, but he's getting a little older. Brandon Graham just retired. He's old, bro. And if you go look at the stats on a lot of these guys, and we just be honest, I'm an Eagles fan. I never heard no Josh Sweat in any of these conversations. Never heard Milton Williams in any of these conversations. Their stats, if you go look at them, weren't necessarily super crazy. They just stepped up and showed their ass in the biggest moments. But as far as experience and what we seen, what guys bring to the table, them guys didn't win back-to-back Super Bowls for nothing. We're not gonna sit here and act like that the Chiefs was just chopped cheese. They were about to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Those guys could play. It wasn't like we played Baltimore and it was their first taste as far as the guys they got now. We played Buffalo and it was their first taste, and they had so many guys never who never made it to the Super Bowl. No, we played some guys that everybody on that team at least got one or two Super Bowls, or they got guys that's hungry. They trying to get them a damn Super Bowl. You feel me? So, you know, you need guys that's gonna buy in and play as a damn team, and that's gonna, a lot of luck, a lot of luck, a lot of luck, like a ton. You need a ton of luck for sure. You need the grace of God, Buddha, Allah, everything Almighty, health. You need everything to go right when you're trying to win a damn championship. That's why I'm glad we did. We got a bunch of Georgia guys, and it was just like this shit was like some shit out of a movie. That's what I'm saying. My life is a movie because my favorite team is the Bulldogs, and we got Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith. We got, you feel me, Kelly Ringo. We got big Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and them. We got guys who understand and know each other. We didn't just take a bunch of random paint and start throwing shit out the wall. It doesn't work that way. You got to sit there in the vision. Boom. He got this gap. He suits this. He does this better than him. He did, like, you have to build the team out. Everybody has, you can't have guys just, how they say, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. You got to do what your Patriot way. What they say, do your job. But he'll go get a bunch of dudes that you don't even know could do that. Danny Woodhead, James White, and Danny Amendola, and a bunch of no names. And you look up, and Tom Brady got another Super Bowl, or he's in the AFC Championship again. While these other teams, I seen the Steelers have Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and Big Ben, and never get back to the Super Bowl because everybody thinking they the man. Everybody got their own personal things going on, or whatever, over for whatever so be it be. But nobody is not on the same page. And for a minute, I ain't gonna lie, I was looking forward to playing Alliance for a minute. I'm like, Nick Sirianni gonna lose these boys again. Like, I don't know how many teams went from 2-2 to winning the Super Bowl. We went on a hellified run, man. A hellified run, dog. It still don't even feel real. Nah. Ronnie and Mike Wing thought I forgot about them. I was watching the video. I was just sitting there thinking, how could I say what I want to say? It's like when 2K23 came out, I figured, all right, these dudes are weird as hell. Like the content creators, the YouTubers, the people in the community, the people who got the posts and got the voices. I'm like, man, they acting like some real life, what, not being no man. for sure. They was laying down for real. You feel me? They was on some weird time, and now playing 2K25. It's not that y'all acting like that. That's what y'all actually are. Because it's not what it used to be. You feel me? It's not what it used to be at all. I sit there and I look at, like, you go and you look up the old 2Ks and the old games and all the guys that used to play. Soul Illuminati, Red City, like, shoot, you had Fredo, you had like so many of these guys now. Really the whole AMP as well. All of these guys that is lit and doing other stuff started on 2K, bro. And people don't even realize that how big 2K was. Now you can't even find somebody on live even playing for money, wager, nothing. The game is so ass, bro. Like, and people just feel forced to play it because it's so expensive. And it's like, well, it's just a thing to do, and I'm already over $200 in anyways, and that's just terrible, bro. And the way our economy is going, the game only gonna get more expensive. I keep it G'd up. I ain't rich as hell. The only reason I'm playing 2K25 is because the homie game share with me, real life. I'm tired. I don't. The last two 2Ks and 25, 24, 25, I haven't enjoyed them whatsoever. Really, I'd say 24 is the best out of the last three, but they all suck. Like, they make the last three 2Ks suck so bad as far as the fun factor and having that post or what we want, that it make 21 and 18 not even look that bad. You really sit down and think about it. At least the game was responsive into as much. Yeah, every 2K you can say things are broken, this not, but at least 21 and 18 was responsive. It's like 25 is not responsive, bro. I don't care what you sit there, bro. You go get on Call of Duty or NCAA and the shit you could pull off. You get on 2K. 2K, you might as well play that game on there called 3v3 Freestyle. Literally, like, it's like you get on 2K, it might as well be called 2K Real Life Basketball Simulator. Like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't look real, but it's off, bruh. It's so off. It's not what it used to be. There's no balance. And in the video I was watching, my son Swante posted, he was like, I think it was G Man. I'm saying G Man used to be wilding on there. He was talking about like the dribbling used to be like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like being on a skateboard. Like, you got dudes who just riding the skateboard around down the street and shit and just going place. Then you got niggas that's doing ollies, kick flips, pop shove it. You feel me? That's basically that's it was a crazy good analogy. I was a crazy good analogy. Like, it wasn't like, you feel me? That's what I'm saying. To be honest, I'm saying, if you was dead, the people who was doing crazy shit and clipping dudes up, they was only doing it to bums. The people that was there who actually went against the 2K17 lockdowns, the 16 and 15 players who had good defense, you wasn't just going dribbling. They was gonna figure it out. A good gamer, a good player's gonna figure it out. They not just gonna keep letting you do all this crazy shit, you know. But it just brings more creativeness to the game. To ask anybody who really loves the game, is you know, it's kind of why, I think in reality, You know what I'm saying? When you look at real basketball and how the game is in this 2K, most people love Kobe. Kobe is one is after Mike and him, Mike and LeBron are the most influential players. But there's arguably a lot of players as far as greatness and things they accomplish. I don't think he's better than Tim Duncan. Yeah, he won a bunch of championships in a row and went on a dynasty runs. But when you look at Tim Duncan's complete body of work and statistics, it was just Tim Duncan was quiet. That's why Tim Duncan has never been on the cover of anything really. He's never been pop or flashy. The nigga wear Payless clothes. He's not, you feel me? Kobe was rapping, doing his thing, more LA. For me, that's LA. Tim Duncan was reserved. That's why he didn't get, that much acknowledgement, that many tributes. Nobody doesn't care about the post score. We want to see somebody, people care about the post score, but people more attract to, most people love basketball because they want to see, at Kyrie, they want to see people get crossed. They want to see big shots from deep. They want to see, cross them over, fade shots over them. They want to see things like that. They don't just want to see fundamental footwork things that the average casual fan can't see the footwork really that's going into what's going on. But they can see when a dude get crossed or dude for me do a nice move, a tough layup, free throw dunk, this and that. We'll do it. They want to see those more fast and exciting plays. Those players are easier to get behind and market and push. So I don't know why 2K is going in a route where you want to see guys with Rudy Gobert builds dominate like he did the Lakers. Like, nah, bro. People want to dribble, get to their spots, take fancy shots. You know, they want to be able to dunk when they want to dunk. They want to be able to doing the same thing the bums do. And if you actually do your research and actually tap in, like I've done, you'll see the Dexon. I'm saying like because Dexon has been a thing for a while. It's cool, but it never was. It never was meta. It never was Dexon and backdoor cutting and the little glitchy, crazy stuff that people could do now. That was stuff that bums did. Good 2K, memorable 2K, where people was actually playing, streaming, making money, get their family out the hood, playing it, was baking people, frying people up. You know, it wasn't about how good a person could shoot. It was the simple fact of who could get the open shot. And that should be the meta, getting the open shot. A lot of people don't like 22. And like I said, to me, that was the best 2K on this gen console. If you know, you know. But it played closest to real life. The only problem, I'm not gonna say the only problem, but the biggest flaw with 22 was the sniper badge. Yeah. And just the shooting the shooting. The sniper badge made the wide open shots drop too consistently. But the dribbling was solid. The defense was not bad. When you actually, feel me, you have dudes going on real play percentage. If they got a high 3, yeah, they'll make all these shots. They get whatever, you feel me, making midgets, whatever, wooty woo. They might, you feel me, make 6 for 10, something crazy, whatever, 7 for 10. if they just playing against some bums or the bot is leaving them open, whatever it so be. But when you actually had to play a team with 6'8", 6'9" locks, you actually had to play a team with niggas giving you that contest and giving you that tough defense. The defense in 22 was definitely like some of the best defense out of, because the ball tangibility and just, you could crab people and stuff, but it was good defense in 22. You almost 22 was one of the hardest slashing 2Ks ever. You actually had to calculate, all right, am I dunking with my left hand, my right hand? Do I go for the contact? Do I just not dunk at all? Like, chase down artist was always acting. You had it bronze, you was getting you a block. I don't think like you were ass in 2K that year if you didn't average at least damn near 2 blocks. And you had like over a 6'8", 6'7" player, and you ain't average like 2 blocks. And that's how the game should be. Because at the end of the day, we're in the shooting era. We're not in the post scoring era. We're not in the slashing era. Yeah, people. That's all people do is slash and take jump shots. But the team that usually wins in this present, the new modern NBA. That's what I like to call it. Is who can create more open jump shot looks from behind the arc. That's who wins. And we'll have the mismatch paint. Yeah, and you got to. But that's what they do. They're gonna put in these a lot of these teams. They put in the small guys and they take threes. There's teams that got no business taking threes. That's taking 30, 40 threes a night in the NBA right now. Just on 2K yesterday, we played a team. They only took 6 threes and we lost. I get that it's shorter quarters, whatever, whoop whoop, but each quarter on 2K, given this 5 quarter, I get every minute. That's what I'm saying. It should be about that's 20. It should be about 20 at least, and that's on the low, and that's on the low end really. That'll probably because if you don't really have that many shooters, like the average team should be taking at least 18. I'll say 28, somewhere between 18, 25 threes. Once you get to maybe above 30, yeah, you might be kind of pushing it. The boys gotta have shooters, but you know, if you're a solid team and you playing a competitive matchup and you gotta, stay in the matchup. Yeah, 18, 23 pointers is not crazy. If you actually could get an open shot or you actually passing the ball and somebody could get their guys open. So I'm like, 99 2K, my boy. Y'all boys, that's all people gonna do. Oh, well, if we make the game available for everybody to play, maybe the cream that rise to the top won't be so much of a talent disparity. It doesn't matter, bro. These dudes are fiends. They don't touch grass. They're not like me and you. They don't go for walks in the park. They don't go to clubs or go see real people. They don't go see their grandma. They don't go see their grandma. They don't go push their niece and their nephew on the swing. Their job is to sit there and play that damn game all day and all night. So if you think that your little stupid goofy self is going, oh, I'm gonna be the greatest poster. No, you're not. You don't know that Joe knows was a post scorer in 17. So you're not, you're gonna get over again. That's all that's gonna happen because it ain't even no use in putting no time on 2K25. Actually, was like, damn, let me warm up or sharpen up my skills. Like that shit that dude was doing the other day. I gotta learn what sig was that. I gotta sharpen up my skills and do like. I don't have that feel, man. It's not that, bro. And it sucks, like I said, because these content creators will sit there and suffer, bro, and lose their audience and and being like, yo, this ain't it, my G. This is not it. You know, the more I get older, the more I understand things, bro. And it's really like I can't go off of what people saying they would have did and could have did. I gotta go off of what you actually do and what you actually show me at some point. Me, I literally probably dropped one video on 2K talking about it. It's not a good game, so I don't even really talk about it anymore. When you look up or 2K on YouTube, the only thing that people even do to get views or make money is either build videos or is actually talk bad about the game. Actually playing the game can't even get you lit no more. That's how bad the game is. And every time you tell somebody this, look, what you need to do is go back to 24. That's the only way. If you keep playing 25, these people is gonna be like, well, our analytics say, and they're gonna make the same thing. But when you touch somebody bottom line and be like, you know what, nah, I might as well go on 24. What's the harm in it? You already spent probably over 200. Half of y'all done spent over $200, $300 on anyway. You might as well get your plays out of it, especially if it's gonna make 26 a better game. Cause I'm burnt out, low key. 26 could be the best 2K of all time, and I'm probably still not gonna play it because you done gave me so much BS, so much trash that I'm already dead already. It just doesn't even matter. It's no point. It's no point in reviving me. Pull the plug. Fuck, I want to live in a wheelchair for. You feel me? Like it, 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 you sold me for over $500 to finally make something that I could actually accept. Like I see it. A lot of people they can't see it. I see it. 22 was me, my son, and I didn't even. You feel me? The game was so fun. I remember nobody wanted to hoop with his friends on 2K, but I did. I played with randoms. I played with bots. I played almost that whole year. Yeah, 2K makes you read. Yeah, it has its moment. I had fun. I had so much fun that year. When you see people still on the game and they playing with randoms and you go on your friend list and everybody on 2K. Man, I go on my friend list now. Boys is playing Marvel Rivals. Dudes is playing. Dudes is playing Madden. Dudes is playing WWE. Dudes is playing college football. Shit, some people 2K. I could see it, and you could just go down your friend list and pick a person to play with if you really didn't feel like playing with randoms. But the game was so fun, it didn't even matter. And did stupid stuff, but you actually stood out if you really know how to play. People be like, you know what? He's nice. You feel me? Let me add him. You know. Now it's just like I said, the meta is the same as what the trash people do. I don't know why they're trying this. Why they're trying it because if you were there and actually pay attention and you go watch some Chris Move videos, go watch QJB videos, go watch iPod Carter videos. They never been dribble guards in any 2K. People make it seem as if fuck a dribble guy. Never been an ISO guy. They haven't been. They're the guys that's just on the skateboard. Like I said, yeah, they could get a little busy. They could do their thing, but it's not for everybody. You feel me? Like I said, everybody has their role. The same way you get on Call of Duty. Yeah, there's gonna be some Phase Clan, Sweat Fiend, whoever who's 360 no scope you doing crazy stuff, but that's not everybody, bro. That's ain't even exist. I count on your hands how many times you'll actually play. And you just the same person. I bet you they genuinely ridiculous. I just and